Hey, what's up guys, welcome back. Today we are doing a POV drive in the BMW 118i, the F70 generation. So this is the one that has been recently launched. It's an all new car altogether, so it replaces the usual one that we're used to. So from now on, if you're looking forward to buying the BMW 1 Series, you are going to be getting something of this sort. So we are taking this car for a POV drive and explore its driving dynamics. Of course, it's not really a high performance car, and there cannot be much expectations, particularly on this trim that I'm driving right now. So I've been trying to figure out a way to exit. So we're currently at Mainland Mall and we'll be joining the N1 and going towards Pretoria. I know some people will say the 118 is not really a performance car, but I think for day-to-day driving it actually makes a lot of sense. The 1.5 turbocharged engine in this car, well, it's a 3-cylinder, it is still responsive enough to give you a good daily driving experience. So if you don't know Mainland Mall, this is Mainland Mall. Unfortunately, I do not have a picture of myself here at the pond. So it is a nice car, and before you know it, you might think you're driving in a 2-liter powered car, but it's a 1.5 3-cylinder. So it is quite a nice car. But before I tell you about how nice the car is, I must just explore everything together with you so that you can see exactly what is going on with the car. So now we are ready to go. So first thing is, as I've already mentioned, 1.5 turbocharged engine, 3-cylinder, and it produces 115 kilowatts as well as 230 newton meters of torque. Decent performance for me, because not everyone is looking for that high performance kind of power. You simply want a car that you can enjoy on a daily basis, and some people need these cars to drive to work everywhere they go. So you don't need a car that is going to be too much in terms of maintenance and, you know, the running cost. So it's something you should minimize as well. But in this kind of car, you will definitely sort of like have fun. So one thing that I want us to explore is how responsive the car is. One thing I would expect from a 3-cylinder engine is some sort of like turbo lag, but in this car it is quite minimal, because you can see the pulling power is there, and right now it is not really on sport. It is just on a sort of like let me see my modes down here. So to change your modes, you simply press on my modes down here and everything is on your screen. So now it is on personal. I think this is what you set as the owner of the car, how you want the car to respond. So we will be joining the N1 now, and from N1 we're just gonna take it through Hatfield, and yeah, we'll be exploring more about the BMW 118 F70 generation. So do tell me in the comment section if you would buy this car or not. But for me, it's a car that if you have the money, you can buy. So there's nothing wrong with driving a 118. It is a decent car as well. So at the moment, there's only 2 variants that you can buy. So you can either opt for the 118 or buy the M135. So the M135 is not an I, because I had something like an I is going to be reserved for electric vehicles, but this one specifically will be the one that if you want a non-performance version of the 1 Series, you can get the 118 only. They've done away with the 128 Ti, of which I think is somewhat limiting consumers in terms of options, but I think the 1.5 3-cylinder engine in this car is still sufficient. So in terms of ride quality, I can guarantee you a better ride quality in this car. It is not really something that you would expect to find yourself not enjoying the drive on a daily basis, because it is comfortable. Even on rough surfaces, you do actually get the best comfort out of the car. So I think the chassis as well has been upgraded in this car, and there's so much that is new in this car as compared to the previous generations of the 1 Series, although the engine is still the same. And this one is paired with a 7-speed dual clutch transmission, so that is also something that adds up to the driving experience that you get out of this car. So it is also easy to break the law with this car. I can imagine a girl driving in this car and easily breaking the law. So now let me just put the car on spot and we see how it responds. Well, there was a bit of turbo lag, but it is something that you can barely feel and maybe be concerned about, but it does actually give you a proper performance. So one other thing that we have to talk about is the fact that the whole interior has been refurbished, meaning there is nothing from the older generations that you see here. The steering wheel, the whole dashboard layout, everything is completely new. So I think it does make sense that this is an all new car as compared to maybe being a facelift. But on the outside, it does somewhat look like it's a facelift of the previous generation, the F40. But more than anything, we just have to enjoy the drive of this car. Well, one of the things that I like the most and I prefer most in a car, more especially for this price tag, is a car that can handle properly on the curves, because you don't want to be driving a car that is worth a lot of money, but when you're driving along the curves, you can't actually get a better handling experience. So I'm just gonna let my brother here take a call, because also there's a speed trap in front, so I'm just gonna let him take a call, then we'll continue a bit afterwards.
It looks look lovely on the time on this time.
So the car is still in sport, and I can say in as much as there is a bit of lag, about 1 or 2 seconds, it is not that much. You can still enjoy the car. So you've got pedal shifters behind the steering wheel, and there's a button written boost at the back. I don't know what that is for, but I guess we'll get to explore what it does. So I don't know also how to activate it, if you have to hold and then it boosts, or what the case is, but I'll get to see. Let me just hold and see. All right, there it is. Let's see. Oh wow, it does wonders. I hope you guys can hear the sound. I don't know if it comes from the speakers or the exhaust, because these people have engineered these cars in a way that sometimes you do not actually know whether the sound is coming from the speakers or from the exhaust. Well, this is not a performance car, but in their performance cars, there's also that problem of the sound coming from the speakers. So it is something that other people are a bit concerned about. Wow. I think you can have fun with this car, in as much as it's a 1.5 3-cylinder, and that is why there's that whole drowning on the engine, but it is quite fun to drive. I would actually enjoy this on a daily basis. The only thing is you can't get a proper exhaust sound, but in terms of engine, there is absolutely a good engine sound that can motivate you to gap other cars on the road. Obviously, you can gap quite a lot of cars, the VW Polos, except the Polo GTI, and there this car will see flames. I don't want to lie. It will see flames. So we're in Pretoria, it's a sunny day, and do let me know if you're based in Pretoria. one day maybe if I have one of the nicest cars, I can come pick you up and we film together. So at this point we're literally burning more fuel, but it is fun to drive. So this thing that is written boost on the left pedal shifter, it does actually boost the performance. I think it has to do with the gearbox. I think they've done so well in changing the gearbox and making it a dual clutch instead of the conventional auto. But I think it does sort of like struggle a bit, because this is not a performance car, but it does actually have that option of boosting the performance. So the gearbox does perform at its best, and in the M135 you get about 350 kilowatts as well as 400 newton meters of torque. So it has been cut down. I don't know why they reduced the torque, but I think it's because of the European regulations, the EU regulations. So there's those things that are affecting us more. Even on the Polo GTI, the Golfs, and whatever car that you can think of, they no longer give you that proper exhaust sound and all of that because of the emission regulations, sound regulations, noise regulations, in fact, not sound. But yeah, it is something that they are considering more nowadays, but it is boring because you no longer get those cars that you can play around with and you get to have fun, and even the people outside turn their heads. It's only you as the driver or the people in the car that get to experience the car, and most of the time you want the people outside to get an experience of what the car drives like, or what it sounds like, in fact. So quite interesting. So you just find yourself passing a lot of cars in a quiet manner, so that is not really nice. You know, you must pass these cars while you are making some noise so that they can feel the presence of the king on the road. But it does actually drive like a BMW over and above everything. I am quite happy with this car, and I do recommend for young professionals who want to buy this car. I know quite a lot of people who are interested in buying BMWs, but some of them cannot afford to buy BMW. But if you're a medical doctor, medical intern, comserve, pharmacist, whatever profession you are, a lawyer who is earning decent salary, not saving articles, engineer, whatsoever profession you are in, a business person, yeah, you can buy this car, guys. And some people whom we don't know where the money comes from, whether from a couch or from a Hoolies bag, yeah, you can actually buy the car. So the Hoolies bag does carry some power. I see a lot of people nowadays moving with the Hoolies bag. So I think I want to be the gang of the couch, because you know, it stays in the farm. No one can easily have access to that money. So a Hoolies bag can easily be snatched while you're walking here in Sunnyside. So I'm featuring my friend here. He drives a Honda Civic. I hope you can see him. 2016 Honda Civic. So he's one of the people who motivated me to buy a Honda Ballade. Otherwise I was not gonna buy the car. You know, being the only one who drives the Honda of all the other people also doesn't sound good, you know. But overall, everything, a full review is coming. I'm impressed with how the car drives. And obviously this is the center console down here. This is your gear selector, and it is quite nice. So this button is for parking the car. I don't know what it does actually, but I think it is something more or less the same as park assist. I think now it was actually scouting for a lane. I must just close it because it might want to park itself while I'm driving. So to find yourself in the boost mode, you actually have to click and hold the left pedal shifter, the one of shifting down, and you will actually be on the boost mode. So let's actually see. Even the instrument cluster does change when you do the boosting thing. It is quite nice, guys. I don't wanna lie. If you've got the money and you want to buy the 1 Series 118, you can actually go forth and buy the car. So a full review is coming if you're interested in other things that are consumer related, and you will find a lot. You'll find out a lot about the car right there. So do stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video for YouTube to promote it. And yeah, By the way, if you don't know Sunnyside, welcome to Sunnyside. We are at Sunnyside. Okay, so yay.